So, anything else?
Not necessarily in that department. I will say that, I mentioned a while back that I was doing a couple of short stories to enter into a competition. I'm actually going to have them done, I think, in time.
Well, that's
so
good.
I'm pretty impressed with myself.
So we ought to give you a little. I'm gonna give you a little bit of applause for that.
Oh, thank
You know, everybody else out there's giving you applause too. So we gotta give you one too.
Thank you. Yeah, they should be up on Amazon by the end of the month. And I will let you know if I win anything. I don't think I will because there are some amazing writers that are entering this competition. But I will let you know.
Okay then.
If I manage to place anywhere in this.
Well, we're going to come back in a couple of minutes and we're going to get down to some serious topics on some serious other things going on. Oh, one more thing. Your boy, Earl Thomas, not showing up. He didn't show up to a mandatory training.
Really?
Could there be something going on? Will your boy Earl Thomas be jetting out of there, heading for the Dallas Cowboys, huh? Jerry Jones might be happy about that one. So, I'll get your opinion on that when we get back in about 3 or 4 minutes. This is G.E. Shaw, SIME MIXLR Radio, 24/7, featuring Rhani D Chae in the evening hour.
A young black body lies on the ground, a crimson halo round his head. His mother's screams echo in the night, distilled through all the tears they shed. An alabaster face thrust upon your screen, saying no, there's nothing wrong. A heartless voice in her soulless choir, singing loud their hateful song. Let's stand against your fear and make our voices heard. Love conquers hate. A bright young girl in her backward home struggles to get through the day, condemned outright by everyone. And we'll burn it all down if we must, 'cause in this moment we know that silence is dangerous. That silence is dangerous. That silence is dangerous. A young black body lies on the ground, a crimson halo round his head. His mother's screams echo in the night, distilled through all the tears they shed. An alabaster face thrust upon your screen, saying no, there's nothing wrong. A heartless voice in her soulless choir, singing loud their hateful song. Let's stand against fear and make our voice. Never do this to us, just a choice. She suffered their abuse and ignorance until she had to quiet the noise. Let's stand against fear and make our voices heard. Love conquers hate. So let's take them all down one by one, just to undo the damage they've done. And we'll do it again. Everyone, let them do this to us.
And get some sleep for the rest of that into my brothers. No limits to what we do for each other. We came in together. Go get a flag and put that on this box. Then get another soldier in the spot. Sent me to die while you sat at your desk. So here go a fuck you from me and the rest. OP, what you see? Sarge, I see something look weird in the street. Give me that, let me see. Spot it, call that up. You take the 9 and I'm gon' take the 3. I think we somewhere that we ain't supposed to be. So I'm gon' move forward and y'all stay behind me. Man down, is he breathing? There ain't no resting in peace, not on me. Let's go get him. 203, blow a hole. Alpha team, go kick that dough, catch them, see what they know. You know how this mission go. There's nowhere we ain't been before. Just form a squad on the wall and I tap when we go. It's time to soldier for real, might be our last mission. Cause whatever we find, we gotta deal with it. Let's bow our heads. Yeah, we know not where we are finna go. Please watch our souls as we walk down this road. If there is dark, then we must be the light. So when the lose, it's a must that we fight. If I must die, then I must keep my honor. War crime itself as a word is redundant. No sin in war, so I guess we're above it. Just show us you love us, God. If one has to die, then take me, not my brothers. No limits to what we do for each other. We came in together, we leaving together. Don't leave it all. This might be the night that I'm dying with y'all. Rise to the heavens, I'm flying with y'all. We just hope that you protect and no more war. Fight for a country that's stripping our freedoms. No more war. Hidden agendas, it's just hard to see them. No more war. Forcing opinions and make you believe them. No more war. We gotta love it cause we really need it. No more war. Tag them and told them, yeah, that's just a number. No more war. I guess the government done lost their manners. No more war. Go get a flag and put that on this box. Then get another soldier in this spot. Sent me to die while you sat at your desk. So here go a fuck you from me and the rest.
same time, we're going to start and laying people off. A lot of your smaller business out there are going to look at, they can't afford it. So you're going to see a lot of them either closing down shop or laying off substantially a lot of their employees. As far as families out there, and let's face it, the homeless population, and it's serious. It's not going to go away. Okay, we've been dealing with that problem ever since, back before I can even go back further than the 1930s. But the fact is now, when I look at the homeless population now, that I think is a bigger issue right now is the fact that we're seeing more teenagers out there in the homeless population. We're starting to see a lot more people over 50 out there in the homeless population. Now, people don't want to admit that truth, but there's a serious truth to that. Probably in the next week or two, I'm going to be doing a show based on cut. There's layoffs. Face it. I don't say anything about it, but you're 50 or 55 and you don't have a good, secure foundation or support system, you could be one of those people out there. And it's really, I've been looking at that more and more each day. And I'm seeing, maybe it's just me. Maybe my eyes are just, I have tunnel vision. Because I'm seeing more and more of those type of individuals out there. And they're not just black individuals.
Yeah.
Okay? They're not just black. I mean, I'm seeing, and here's the thing. Now, I also know that some of it is, I really believe it's a scam, it's a gimmick, that's their job. But I'm starting to see now, and here's the thing, if you go, nobody wants these, get this from, whatever the case is when they done with their service and everything. A lot of them come back, and they don't come back the way they went in, okay? And there is no real, they say there's a lot of help, but come on. They don't have that type of facilities, and we're not really looking at our veterans in that way. So we need to change that philosophy. We need to change the philosophy of people out there that look at people who are over 55 as not being pertinent to society again. We need to look at why the youngsters out there, teenagers, are homeless. Now, there are some out there running away from domestic violence issues and other problems. There are just some out there who just don't want to be part of the family unit no more for whatever reason. But we need to sit down and look at that. Instead of just saying, okay, we're going to throw a Band-Aid on it, we're going to throw taxes on certain people because we know they can handle it.
Right. Because
you're going to cause more of a discord between the haves and have-nots. There's already a big discord there. So now it's going to become bigger. So what's your opinion on that?
Well, I think you're absolutely right. First off, I don't think it's fair to tell the big businesses, well, you're making all this money, you can handle it. That's not right. That's not right at all. And I don't honestly think, I don't know, because if you go to the small businesses and say, well, we're going to make all of you cover this, well, that's not right either, because, it's not the businesses, the people who own the businesses, whether they're large or small, or the employees that are now going to have to take pay cuts and everything or get laid off to cover all of this, to offset it. It's not any of their fault that there's a homeless population. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm just saying that it is there. It is an issue. But I don't think that taxing the businesses is the right answer because, Amazon is already getting offers from other states to move there. And if they move, or if they just said, screw you, we're going to leave Seattle, then what's that going to do to all of the employees who don't want to move with them, that might not even get offered the chance, but what's that going to do, and as a business, I'm sure Amazon is considering some of these things. So if you're going to tell one of our biggest employers that now they're going to have to pay $230-some a head for every employee they have to help with homelessness, when the city has already spent something like $60 million on that problem and it hasn't seemed to help much, if that was my business, I'd be saying, wait a minute, you guys have already spent millions upon millions and haven't apparently done anything because now you're here at my door with your hand out. No, you're not getting it. And I wouldn't blame them. I don't think that's the right answer at all. I was actually quite happy when that bill got repealed.
Well,
I think that there is definitely a problem in that area. I mean, my neighborhood, I live not too far from Blueberry Park here in Tacoma, so we have a huge homeless issue, or had. It's not so bad now, but I mean, in my own neighborhood, food, I don't know, but which did not. I've got a little, what I call a little courtyard off to the side of my car, and this is what's going on. A few people out of my carport, my garage, everything, you know. So I understand it's a problem, even in the residential neighborhoods like mine. It's still a problem, but I don't think I don't have the answer to it. I don't know what the answer is. I have a real problem with the fact that there's so many seniors and military out there wandering the streets. I think there should be something we can do, especially for those two groups of people. I mean, when you're young, I think you're a little bit better able to handle living on the street. But if you're a senior citizen, you know, disabled war veteran, whatever the case may be, you know, you don't have as much of the ability to do that. And I think we need to really take some steps to take care of those two groups of people. But I don't know what the answer is.
Yep. I have a lot of answers. I have a lot of solutions. Now, when people are going to really take it seriously, it's two different things. But it's too long to go into detail about it. So I'll skip that for now, and we'll get back and revisit that within the next couple of weeks. On a different note, entertainment, I don't know really how to. We just got to have a little discussion on the sidebar while we were off the air for a moment. But the fact is kind of, I don't know, hilarious at times. I think it's kind of funny all the time. But Kelly Preston was married to actor Kevin Gage.
Not out there, so yeah, you know, there's issues. I browse take the time to make sure it's the right person. And, you know, Hollywood couples especially, it seems like they marry oftentimes for other reasons. And I'm not saying that love isn't a factor, but if somebody can help your career or whatever, you know, it just seems like those are often factors that are included in why I'm going to marry this person. And so then they get married and find out however many years later that they really shouldn't have. So if she was fortunate enough to find the right person, you know, I see nothing wrong with that. I mean, wasn't it Seals and Crofts that did that song about how it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a common thing. People oftentimes jump into marriage too quickly for the wrong reasons, and then they meet the right person, and, you know, you got a decision to make at that point. But I'll tell you, it comes down to this. Life is short. Why spend any more time being unhappy than you have to?
Well,
you know, if you're in the wrong marriage and you're not happy and somebody else comes along that is making you happy, you know, I know there's a lot of morality arguments and religious arguments about divorce and this and that, and I'm sure they were probably sleeping together before she was divorced, which, you know, again goes to morality and religious issues. But at the end of the day, you got to do what's right for you. And if she really felt that she needed to leave her husband for John Travolta, then, you know, she had to do what she had to do.
Yep. Okay. I am really right now. I got so much stuff going through my head, I can say, and everything else, but we're getting closer to the end, and we're having some network issues again. Like always, when we get something going good, here comes the network issues. But we will deal with that, and I promise everybody out there, we will get it fixed. This is G.E. Shaw, Rhani D Chae. We'll be back in a few minutes. This is Anonymous Numinous. Leaving the city. ominous news leaving the city. This is G.E. Shaw. I'm SIME MIXLR Radio, and this is the evening hour with Rhani D Chae. So, Ronnie, what you got planned for this weekend?
Not a thing, actually. I plan to be at home, getting some more writing done, and not much of anything else.
Well, guess what? Speaking of writing, guess what we're going to be hosting next Wednesday on one of your shows?
What is that?
We're going to be bringing the Author's Hour to that show.
Awesome.
Instead of waiting and putting it on a Thursday, when you become more available, since you are the most talked about person in Tacoma, everybody wants you. We are going to bring it on Wednesday evenings, I think. And we're going to probably segment it out to a point where, I don't know, the first 45 minutes we'll be talking about all the different authors and people out there. And the last 15, 20 minutes, we might even feature a segment, an excerpt of a poem or a book or whatever. And let people know about who's out there, where they can go get the author's book if they want it.
Awesome.
That's what we plan on doing next week. Hopefully, if the programming works and we get our network problems dealt with, that's where we're going to be at. But
excellent.
Until then, I'll send you some memos about that, and we can go from there.
Perfect.
And for everybody else out there, this is G.E. Shaw, and that's Rhani D Chae, and this was the evening hour on SIME MIXLR Radio 24/7. See you next week, and we'll be back later on tonight with MIXLR Radio Tonight. And me, of course, playing music and looking at the world of news all around the world. This is G.E. Shaw. See you later.
Are you an independent musician? How would you like to have your songs played on hundreds of radio stations just like the one you're listening to right now? Join MusicSubmit.com and we'll promote your music to radio stations and blogs in your genre. It's free to set up your account, and we guarantee your music will be considered for airplay by radio stations worldwide. Why not sign up today? It's free. MusicSubmit.com. Radio promotion for indie musicians.